Our director and designer found so many references to the weather and the environment in the text, and that wasn't something they wanted to skip over. This world was crumbling, and this country was in a state of demise, and that needed to be reflected in our production. It felt very timely. Lizzie Mannering, Assistant Director, Macbeth, RSC 2023. This writing and performance activity allows students to explore the story by creating their own world for the play, exploring how specific locations affect key scenes. They can then test these locations out in performance. It's best suited to a hall, but can be done in a classroom. You will need pens, paper, and resource A, Macbeth in 10 plot points. As a group, list the locations that appear in Shakespeare's Macbeth. For example, a wild Scottish heath, Macbeth's castle, an English battlefield. Discuss why Shakespeare chose these locations and what they add to the play and its themes. Organise your students into groups of 3 or 4 and hand each group paper, pens, and a plot point from resource A. Groups may use the same point, or you might leave some out depending on class size. Explain that the groups have 10 minutes to invent one location to set their plot point in. Encourage them to be as imaginative as they like, but their choices must reflect the mood and themes of the play at this moment. Ask them to consider whether their location is set in the past, present, or future. Is it a familiar place that has been ruined or destroyed in some way? What are the new rules of this place? What are the dangers? Give your group some extra time to rehearse their plot point for performance. Encourage them to add narration or sound effects to make the action and location clear. Invite your groups to perform their plot points in order of how they appear in the play. When all have been performed, invite each group to present their location notes and drawings and answer any questions. Which locations really worked and why? Which locations would be easy or difficult to stage? Did any groups choose similar locations? Could these be developed into the same production, set in the same world? For a reflection point, collect some current newspaper headlines. Shakespeare used important events of his time to inform his writing of Macbeth, including the Gunpowder Plot and bubonic plague. Which headlines might belong to the worlds and locations created in the last activity? How might they reflect the themes in your version of Macbeth? For example, reports of political or social unrest, news about environmental changes or disasters, examples of important figures lying to or misleading the public. Production notes. For our 2023 production of Macbeth, director Wils Wilson set the play in a ruined future Earth, giving new life and meaning to its language and themes. In rehearsal, the cast and creative set about world building, imagining what this future might be like and finding interesting parallels between this apocalyptic vision and Shakespeare's medieval Scotland, as well as finding powerful connections to the current world we live in. This dystopian future was given a name from the text, the woeful times, setting it as a specific period in history to give it weight and reality. This future has harsh, unpredictable weather. We see rain and snow, and it is only when Macbeth is killed and Malcolm is crowned that a rainbow appears. Dead birds fall from the sky at the start of the play, suggesting that even the air is poisoned. The cast chose specific props to establish this ruined future world. For example, the bloody captain's gold foil emergency blanket, the generator lights in the banquet scene, wind-up torches and radios. The actors thought carefully about how they might dress, both to survive and to indicate their status. Macbeth's black waterproofs and heavy skirts worn over combats offer a futuristic interpretation to the kilt worn in battle and military dress. The use of amulets worn on belts became a visual display of status. Macbeth collects 3 during the play: Thane of Glamis, Thane of Cawdor, and finally, King.